When does a cost stop being an expense and start being an investment? This is a question I've been wrestling with that's part of a bigger, broader search in helping people identify and develop their purpose and supporting objectives. I'm coming at it from a position of not looking at it solely from a financial perspective, but more so a personal or lifestyle perspective. My main objective as a financial advisor is to find, or better yet, create harmony between your financial life and your emotional life. Let me give you a few examples. And I'll start by working with somebody like me, a financial advisor. How do you determine when the cost of working with somebody like me stops being an expense and become an investment? I think the first inclination is to try to figure out some calculation. So if you pay to work with somebody like me, let's just say $5,000 a year, and in return for that, your portfolio goes up, I don't know, $10,000, or you're able to save $1,000 on your tax return, or you do a Roth conversion and it saves you tens of thousands, if not millions of dollars, because I just had this happen and working with a few families this week. I think that's the wrong way to approach it, because what you can't measure with that is the intangibles. And that's a lot of what I do as an advisor, is helping people find the intangible side of their financial life. Meaning, how do you put a value? You can put a value on your time. I make X amount of dollars per hour. But how do you value being able to go on the vacation you want, or to put your kids through college, to set yourself up for a retirement that you've been planning for? How do you put a value on that? And I get that question from clients often, and often is I don't have an answer, because it's all based on how you feel. It's all based on how you feel. Let me give you another example. One that comes up often when people try to try to start cutting cost. And that's working with other professionals, such as having a home cleaning service, having a meal prep service, even having a tutor for your kids. How do you put the value on all of those things? Personally, I hate cleaning my house. And so Teresa and I have made an investment in having somebody do that for us every few weeks. And why is that important? I think the most important thing is that it keeps the fighting between the two of us on that specific topic down to a minimal level. Like, we don't fight about who's cleaning the house, because we already have somebody doing that for us. I have a busy life, career, business. Teresa has a busy career, life. We have the triplets plus one. The last thing we want to do is spend hours upon hours every week or every other week cleaning our house. Guess what? We tried that, and it ended up in a lot of fights, a lot of arguments. So it's easy to say the money that we pay for our help is definitely an investment. It is well worth it. I can't put a price on that. I know how much I pay for it every week, but it's hard to put that number on it. And when I'm working with people that are struggling from a cash flow standpoint, and they're looking to cut cost, these are some of the first things that people look at doing, is cutting out the cleaning service, cutting out the trip to Starbucks, aka Teresa. But so what does that end up doing? Well, you may be saving dollars in the here and now, but is that really going to help you long term? Is that really going to help improve the relationship that you have with your spouse or your partner, or being able to spend that extra few minutes with your kids, or God help us, have that extra few minutes to spend on something we want to do, whether it's going to a movie, going golfing, playing tennis, playing whatever sport or hobby you're into, sitting down to read, or just sitting down and thinking and doing absolutely nothing, which I know is, for a lot of busy parents, is a unicorn experience. I think ultimately this transition from expense to investment, really what we're talking about here is a shift in mindset. And it requires thinking beyond whatever immediate gratification or considerations these long-term impacts can have on our decisions. So here's two questions to consider, think about. One, will this expenditure provide value beyond the immediate future? Number two, can it potentially improve my quality of life? I think if you answer yes to both of those questions, you're likely looking at an investment rather than an expense. I think the secret to all of this, determining when a cost stops becoming an expense and starts becoming an investment, is that there isn't a formula. We're dealing with numbers and emotions. And while you can put numbers in a spreadsheet, in a calculation, you can't put emotions. You can put a value on your time, but how much value do you put on doing the things that are really important to you? That's all for this week. We'll see you next time.